Hey everybody, and welcome back to Spooky Sunday. Yeah, I decided on Spooky Sunday. I don't know if I told you that, but I did. I decided on Spooky Sunday. In today's video, we're going to react to TikTokers' scary story times. So these are all story times done by TikTokers on TikTok, and they're all creepy stories. A lot of them are paranormal, but they're interesting. I've watched a few of them. I only watched a little bit just because I like to make sure that the video is actually worth saving and using. I don't just want to use pointless content. I think there's two videos by the same girl on one, but we're just going to hop straight into today's video. If you like it, please remember to smash a massive thumbs up and remember to subscribe. And without further ado, let's get on into today's video. So this is the first one. I'm scared.
I want to know about your first paranormal experience.
Holy crap. I'm 14. It's December. It's dark as fuck outside. My brother's telling me, hey, mom is calling you and asking for you in the chicken coop. She's looking for you. And I'm thinking, okay. So I go outside and it's dark. I'm scared of the dark, but my mom's out there, so I should be safe. The chicken coop is pitch black, and I open the gate and I go, Mom? And she goes, I'm in here. And as I take one step in, my brother at the house opens the back door and screams, Ariana! It turns out mom's in the living room. She's right here right now. She's asking for you. And I have my hand on the gate and I look at my brother, and then I look into the darkness that is the chicken coop. If my mom's in the living room, who the fuck just called me in that darkness? Who was in there? It sounded just like my mom. I ran so fast. So fast. No.
I would cry. I don't want to say the name of the thing that I think it is, because apparently if you say the name, then it attracts them. But I'm sure if you understand that statement, you know what I'm thinking of. Maybe it's one of those. That is terrifying. I would literally cry. And also I'm scared of the dark as well. I probably wouldn't have even gone out there. I'd have been like, I'll wait till she comes back in and gets me. Or I'd make someone else come out with me, because no. And what the frick is a chicken coop as well? I don't understand. Alright, and then this one is two different stories by the same girl.
So this one time I had to stay at my grandma's because my dad was on vacation. And I was having a huge box of clothes come in, and I was not about to have these hoes stolen, so I had my friend stop by to put them inside. So I called my friend up and I was like, hey, can you tell me when you get to my house and let me know when you put the package in? She's like, I got you, shawty. I was like, bet, girl. So around 10 minutes later, I got a call from her freaking out. She was like, Kayla, is there anybody at your house? I was like, no, my dad's on vacation and I'm at my grandma's. She said, no, Kayla, there is somebody at your house right now. So I start freaking out. I'm like, girl, what do you mean? And she said she saw someone walk across this huge window and then my dad's lights turned on. So I start freaking out. I'm like, what did you see walk across the window? Like, who did it look like? And she said it was just a black, tall figure that walked across that window. And around 5 minutes of being on the phone, freaking out, she said my dad's lights turned off again. Eventually, me and my grandma drove by the house to make sure nobody was there. And of course, nobody was in my house. And it only gets worse.
Side note, her makeup was so cute. I literally loved everything about her makeup. But also, what the heck, a big, tall, dark figure. I would cry. I wouldn't be able to sleep. Also, she always ends her videos with, it only gets worse, because she has loads of stories about her house, because she says that her house is really haunted. And we've got another one here of an experience that she had in her house. This one to me is scarier than that one because she is like in the house. So let's watch it.
So my basement is completely unoccupied. Nobody's room is down there. The only time we go down there is to watch TV or do laundry. So one day I got up for school around 5 a.m. because that's the time I get up. And my sister's in her room doing her makeup, and my dad is, of course, at work. So I'm upstairs making breakfast when I hear the spare bedroom door downstairs just slam shut. Here's an example of how loud it was. Like, that hoe sounded like a gunshot. I was like, oh, hell no. So I jumped and I let out a little scream because it scared the shit out of me. And this big ass bang even woke my dog up. So I was scared to go see like what happened or what could have slammed the door. So I tried to have my dog go downstairs and see if there was anybody in my basement. So I grabbed my dog and I was trying to push him downstairs, and he was literally shaking and whining. Like, he was terrified to go downstairs. So I called my dad and he was just like, you know, you're gonna be late to school, just ignore it. So I got my shit and I went outside and I just left for the bus stop. And it only gets worse.
Why would you make your poor little dog go downstairs? I know. Especially if he's crying as well. Guys, don't make your dog go downstairs. Check on the in-house demon that lives in the basement, thank you. That is scary, because animals have like intuition where they know if something weird is going on. Same with babies. So as soon as the animals started acting weird, I would freak out. Also, basements just give me like the creeps. The thought of having a basement in my house just makes me feel some type of way. I'm kind of glad we don't usually have basements in the UK because I would literally cry. Alright, so we're gonna move on to the next one. And this one says part 2, but it's not. It's just another story time, just for context before we watch it.
Hey guys, here is part 3 of my story about my haunted house and using a Ouija board. So basically, both of my parents were hugely skeptic of paranormal activity in our house, and they always just ignored it, until one day in my senior year of high school, my dad came into my room at 4 o'clock in the morning and asked if my sister or I had gone into the kitchen a few minutes earlier, and we were both asleep, so we obviously didn't. Then my dad said, well then I think there's an intruder in the house. I'm going to go check all the rooms. He checked all the rooms and found no trace of an intruder anywhere. The next morning, after being terrified and not sleeping, I asked my dad why he thought there was an intruder, and he said that a silhouette of a woman passed by his bedroom door and was walking around in the kitchen, which is super creepy. My mom also came to believe because that same year, she was sitting in her recliner next to the stairs home alone, and suddenly my dog started going insane, barking at the stairs, and she said it sounded like a person was running up and down the stairs behind her. Let me know if you guys want another part where I explain why I now sleep with my door shut.
I don't want to know why you sleep with your door shut because, no. Oh, this is what I mean. I've never messed with a Ouija board. I don't even like watching films where it has a Ouija board in it and people are acting using the Ouija board because I just feel like it's something that you don't mess with. Do not care. I just think they're so dangerous. A little bit of context on this girl. In the other part, they got a Ouija board and messed with it with her family, and that's why all these creepy things are happening. There's loads of parts on her TikTok if you want to go and follow her and watch them. But this is why I just don't like Ouija boards. It's not fun and games. It's not fun and games. The demon's in there. Alright, here's the next one.
Since you guys liked that last story time, I have another one. This is about the time we actually saw a ghost in our house and we caught it on camera. So I remember it was around like 3 o'clock in the morning and 2 of my sisters were in the hallway and one of them started screaming. And I just remember hearing, there's a figure in the hallway, there's like a shadow in the hallway, do you see that? And then my sister was like, yeah, I see that too, what the fuck? But I was like laying down in my room and I didn't think much of it. And then my sisters took a picture of it and they sent it in the group chat. So this was the original picture. You can't see anything, right? Wait. So my sister tweaked it and brightened it up so you can see more, and this is what it looks like. And then we zoomed in and bitch. Trigger warning. This is what the fuck we saw. Bitch, that is a man's face. You can see, look. His nose is right there. That's his mouth. And his eyes are right there. Girl. I don't know how this can be debunked, but it looks like a man's face to me. But what do you guys see? This house is haunted, by the way, so.
Right, I'm going to screenshot that and I'm going to insert it on the screen now. You guys can tell me whether you think you can see a man's face. I can see bits of shadows that kind of look like they could resemble a face, but I don't know. I'm not sure. Either way, it's creepy and I would cry if I saw a shadow in my house. Alright, so the next one is one of those put a finger down challenge if blah 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 blah. So we're gonna watch it.
Put a finger down if exactly 1 year ago today you woke up to someone outside of your room going through your drawers, but you thought maybe it's just my roommate going to clinical, but then you checked your phone and it was 1:40 in the morning, so then you're like, shit, there's someone in my house, and then you check your phone and see that your roommate said there was just a man in her room, so then you start freaking out, and then the person outside your room tries to come in your room, but thank God your door is locked, but you still say hello, and they sprint out of your house and slam the door, so then you're 100% sure someone was robbing you, so then you call the cops and you're freaking out and barricade yourself in the room, and you don't know if there's someone else in your house ready to murder you, and then the cops get there, barge in the house with their guns pointed, lights shining, ready to shoot someone, and then you go downstairs and you have to get fingerprinted and you're up all night getting interrogated by the cops, and then they find out it was a drug addict who was just chilling outside your house drinking Bud Light Minis waiting for you to go to sleep.
Why was he waiting for her to go to sleep? What was he gonna do? Was he gonna go in and rob her? Was he gonna go in and murder her? Why was he waiting for her to go to sleep? I don't like that. This is my biggest fear of moving out of my family home, is that I'm gonna move into an area where there's crime, or I'm gonna move out and something's gonna happen. It terrifies me. No. Right, this is the last video in today's video. It says, the story of my paranormal experience.
This is the story of my paranormal experience. This story takes place in Portugal. When we went to Portugal, we were staying in a hostel, which meant that all the facilities were shared. So the bathroom, the kitchen and the shower was kind of gross, not gonna lie. But one night I really needed a wee. So I went to go use the bathroom and I went to open the door, but the door wouldn't open. and I thought someone was in there, so I just waited. But there was no noise coming from the bathroom at all. So I went to open the door again, and before my hand hit that door handle, it started shaking like this. But I just thought someone was trying to get out, so I waited again, and when it stopped, I tried to open the door again. But this time it opened, and there was nobody in there. Let me tell you, I freaked out. So I quickly had a wee, and then I ran back to my room. I was low-key freaking out, but I tried to hide it. And before anyone says, no windows were open. It was a cheap hostel, so there was no aircon. So nothing like that would have made that door handle move. Ghosties.
What? The fact that she still had a wee, I would not. I would have just held it in until the morning when everyone was awake. Also, I like this story because I actually had a really bad ghost experience in a hostel in the Lake District in the UK. It was so bad that we ended up leaving the hostel in the middle of the night at like 2 a.m. and driving all the way home. Where I live was about like 4 hours drive. We ended up driving 4 hours home instead of staying in that hostel because it was this. I can't even tell you how scary it is. I can't think about it because if I think about it, it terrifies me and I can't sleep. I might tell that story one day. It's just the fact that it involves someone that I really do not like now. Like, I hate them. So it's just the fact that I'd have to talk about them when I don't like them. But it's terrifying, and I think hostels are just weird. They give me the creeps. I don't like it. Weird stuff happens in hostels. I have an experience of my own with a hostel and it creeps me out and I don't like it. So I really wanted to share that story and I kind of saved it till last. Drop a comment down below if you want me to share my hostel story and I will think about it and maybe just change the name of the person in it because I just don't like them. But yeah, that's the end of today's video. I hope you guys liked it. If you did, please remember to smash a massive thumbs up. Remember to subscribe, and until next Sunday, I will see you soon. Peace.